Spring is finally here. So I'm welcoming spring by putting in some fresh flowers in my planter that's here in my front door. Okay, so I know that I have already a lot of plants in my front yard, but I couldn't resist not buying this planter that I found on Amazon. I just think that it's the perfect height and it adds a touch of elegance to the front door. It does have a sort of self-watering feature, but I just decided to fill up the whole thing with some fresh soil. It does come with drainage holes that do need to be pre-drilled if you so desire to choose, especially if you want to keep it outside. I did that on the bottom and on the one that's on the side. I also ended up putting in some pot risers. You don't see it in the video because I decided to do it later on. Okay, so here I am just using some plants that I already had in a different container. We know that plants can get a little pricey sometimes, so you have to get creative. I believe these are the Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. And I have some impatiens that I actually ended up putting in a different container. So I've had this planter since July of last year, which is 2024. So I already had some plants already in it. For some reason, this Creeping Jenny, it wasn't doing so well, so I had to do a hard prune to it. So now it looks like it's bouncing back, and I did end up buying some plants from the clearance rack from Lowe's. That's how I like to get my plants most of the time. So for these pansies, I ended up paying half of the price for a pack of 12, I believe. Okay, so what I have in here are yellow and white violas, purple pansies. I also have a lilac impatient that I actually grew from a cutting. And I also have this cute little grass that will be used for my thriller piece. And I bought this hyacinth and a tulip. I think they were like $1 at Walmart. I wanted to add them into the pot. So I've actually started planting about a month or so ago, and the hyacinth bloomed beautifully, the tulip did not. I also found that there is a caladium bulb somewhere in there that started to grow, which I thought was pretty cool, but this has been already like a few weeks ago. It's filled in pretty nicely, and I just think it looks really nice. I love the spring colors. I think spring is definitely my favorite season. And this is how it looks right now. The Golden Creeping Jenny is finally starting to push out new growth. I've added some slow release fertilizer, making sure that it's watered properly. The back does need to fill in a little bit more, but there's a caladium that is starting to show. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this planter. Thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you to go out and garden today.